Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers citizens' arrests, water rights, and property damage, and is brought to us by Justin Royal's channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Before we dive into the interaction, I want to give a big thanks to the sponsor of this episode, Straight Arrow News. Staying up to date on everything going on in the world can feel super overwhelming, and for good reason. Trust in mainstream media is at an all-time low. That's why I've been using Straight Arrow News to follow the stories I care about. It offers huge insights into the media landscape surrounding a particular story by showing you which mainstream outlets are covering a story and where they fall on the political spectrum. Straight Arrow News is on a mission to objectively report the news without bias, filter, or spin, and offer its users a means to be truly informed about what matters most to them. It's not uncommon to see two major media organizations covering the same event with completely different takes on what happened. And with media literacy becoming more difficult to obtain and less valued by society, it's more important than ever to stay informed. Straight Arrow News is raising the bar on journalism in a time where it is more difficult than ever to get accurate information. When you use Straight Arrow News, you're not only supporting this channel, you're also supporting a group of journalists that are focused on serving you the truth. Head on over to san.com/audit or click on my link in the description to start your bias-free news journey today. Thanks again to Straight Arrow News for sponsoring today's episode. On June 20th, 2021, YouTube fisherman Justin Royal was fishing from his boat near a private marina on Lake Travis near Austin, Texas, when an employee of the marina told Mr. Royal that he could not fish there.
Can't fish in the swim.
Oh, is that a fact? Is that a fact? I didn't hit anything.
I just watched it.
No, you didn't.
Just let you know someone's gonna be coming down here.
Somebody that owns the lake? I fish here all the time.
Don't hit the boat.
I didn't touch the boat. Have a good one.
Mr. Royal disagreed and continued to fish from his boat until another marina employee approached on a golf cart.
Hey, man, there's no fishing around here.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
Have a good day.
Hey, I don't want to say it again.
You can say it all you want to, buddy.
Really?
Say it all you want. Say it all you want. What am I doing if there's no fishing here? What am I doing right now?
You're fishing.
That's right. I'm fishing. I'm going to keep fishing too. Have a good day.
You want to be in school about this.
Man.
I'm following my rules and my boss's rules
Listen.
and my marina's rules.
Listen.
You're not following any rules.
Have a good day, brother, but don't curse at me.
Fine, if
I'm sorry, what?
you want. Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Fine.
Are you? Go right ahead, buddy. You're on camera, just so you know. Call the cops. Call them up, man. This is public water. You can't come down here and run me off.
Well, I'm just doing what I'm told.
Well, whoever told you wrong. This is public water. I'm not on your marina. I'm not touching your property. Have a good day. Call me an asshole. I'm out here just fishing, minding my own. You're the one that rolled up on me. Your job to what? Enforce the public water? This is public water. You can't enforce. All right. Have a good day, man.
Mr. Royal argues that the marina employee doesn't have the authority to enforce a no-fishing policy in public water. It is unclear whether the marina employee is a security guard, but regardless of his status, he would only have the legal authority as a private citizen to enforce the law in certain circumstances. Under Article 14.01 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, quote, "A peace officer or any other person may, without a warrant, arrest an offender when the offense is committed in his presence or within his view, if the offense is one classed as a felony or as an offense against the public peace. An arrest conducted by a private individual under this article is commonly referred to as a citizen's arrest. In the 2005 case of Andaverde versus State, the First District Court of Appeals of Texas clarified that, quote, "An act is against the public peace when there is actual or threatened violence, where means which cause disquiet and disorder and which threaten danger and disaster to the community are used, it amounts to a breach of the peace, although no actual personal violence is is employed. Similarly, in the 2017 case of Cataldo versus State, the Ninth District Court of Appeals of Texas stated that, quote, a citizen may make a warrantless arrest of a person who commits a misdemeanor within the citizen's presence or view if the evidence shows that the person's conduct poses a threat of continuing violence or harm to himself or the public. Whether the circumstances constitute a breach of the peace will be determined on a case-by-case basis, looking to the facts and circumstances surrounding the act. Assuming for a moment that Mr. Royal was violating the law by trespassing on the Marina's property, as the Texas Attorney General explained in opinion number DM-363, which was issued in 1995, quote, criminal trespass is classed as either a Class A or a Class B misdemeanor, and thus is not classed as a felony, nor is criminal trespass in and of itself a breach of the peace. We will discuss the legality of fishing in the Marina later in this episode, but even if Mr. Royal was violating the law, the Marina employee would not have the authority to arrest him unless he breached the peace. And Mr. Royal's actions clearly did not constitute a breach of the peace, as there was no violence or threat of violence involved.
There's a guy down here fishing. There's a guy down here fishing public water. Hurry. Call him up. Oh, this should be interesting. He said he's gonna cut my line. There's another one. Yes. They're still down there too. That's what I'm talking about. Heck yeah, dude. We're still smacking them. Tempted to throw this one in the live well. Just to let them know, hey, good fishing around your marina. You missed it, Kyle. I just cracked one right under there, man.
Oh, really?
You missed it, bro.
Okay. Well, if you ain't one of the $100,000 boats, or the...
I'm not touching anybody's property, man. Have a good day. I really hope your day gets better, brother.
You hit the dock or anything?
Oh man, I'm so worried, man. Have a good day, brother. Watch out who you call an asshole, though. Somebody might just hop on land and give you what for. You go around calling random people asshole on the lake, all right? Have a good day, brother.
What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? After you run in your mouth.
I'm right here, buddy. I'm right here, buddy. Bye. Hey, what's going on, boss? How you doing?
You get anything.
Man, I cracked a few right under that marina over there. There's probably about 50 of them straight loaded.
Do me a favor. Record.
Oh, I know they called you. Yeah, a couple of these boys come down here pissed.
Yeah, and they're just doing their job.
I understand, but you know, they come up and call me an asshole.
Yeah, and we don't want that. But I come over here to de-escalate it.
Yeah, I appreciate
To
that.
let you know, we don't mind you fishing here because it's public.
After the Marina employee calls the police, an officer responds and informs Mr. Royal that he can fish in the water because it's public. Under section 61.022 of the Texas Parks and Wildlife Code, quote, no person may hunt or catch by any means or method a wildlife resource at any time and at any place unless the owner of the land, submerged land, or water, or the owner's agent consents. However, as the Supreme Court of Texas described in the 1932 case of State versus Bradford, quote, the rule long has been established that the state is the owner of the soil underlying the navigable waters, such as navigable streams, as defined by statute, lakes, bays, inlets, and other areas within tide water limits within its borders. Under section 11.021 of the Texas Water Code, quote, the water of the ordinary flow, underflow, and tides of every flowing river, natural stream, and lake is the property of the state. And as section 11.0235 of the Water Code explains, quote, the waters of the state are held in trust for the public. In other words, if the state owns the water, the public has a right to use it, regardless of who owns the surrounding land. According to the Texas Parks and Wildlife River Guide, quote, typically the small natural lakes in Texas are held to be non-navigable, and therefore subject to private ownership and control. The public has no right to boat, fish, or hunt in or on the waters of private lakes. Yet, the River Guide also states that, quote, when a navigable stream is dammed, the resulting lake is a public lake, and the public may boat and fish on all of the lake's waters. To this end, the Supreme Court of Texas held in the 1935 case of Diversion Lake Club versus Heath that, quote, the creation of a lake by the construction of of a dam across a statutory navigable stream does not change the character of the water from public to private, and did not take away the right of the public to fish therein. According to the Texas State Historical Association, Lake Travis is an artificial lake on the Colorado River that was created by damming a crossing on the river known as Marshall Ford in 1942. For this reason, the 3rd District Court of Appeals of Texas concluded in the 2005 case of Cummins versus Travis County Water District that, quote, as with all navigable bodies of water within Texas, the state owns the beds and waters of Lake Travis. Therefore, despite the private ownership of the marina, Mr. Royal was well within his rights to fish from his boat on public waters.
But
Sure.
just don't make sure you hit those lures on these.
Absolutely.
Some of these boats, 300.
No, sure, yeah. You got some money up in here, and I absolutely have nothing but utter respect for everybody's property. I wouldn't want anybody hitting my boat.
Yeah.
I'm a boat owner,
And I
so
told him,
I
I
understand.
said,
This is how these interactions should go right here.
Oh, 100%.
The way they rolled up on me, and I got it all on camera. I run multiple cameras all day long. That's what I do. So I know I'm in the right. You need to teach them boys how to approach
Yeah,
somebody,
we're
and
gonna
you'll get a
talk
whole
to
lot further.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, but no, I'm not here trying to cause trouble, man. I'm trying to catch a couple fish.
And you got an expensive boat yourself. So
Yes,
you
sir.
understand.
So I understand. I haven't hit one of these boats, and I wouldn't hit one of these boats.
So we just wanted to let you know we're here to work with y'all, and I know you're enjoying your.
What's
day.
your
We
name?
want you- I'm Luke.
Luke, I'm Justin. It's good to meet you, Luke. I appreciate you coming out here and talking to me like a man, because I'm a man, and that's how it gets
Been
through
doing
to
this a
me.
long time, my career.
Yeah, these boys are a little green.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all
They'll
right.
learn.
I'm not mad at them. They'll learn.
Let me tell you, they accept
Well-
responsibility at their age.
Sure, they're doing their job, but their job is not to enforce public waterways. So
That's
I
what-
know the law,
Yeah.
and they're dealing with an angler who fishes every day. So
Gotcha. And that's what we're here for in law enforcement. So
good deal. Yeah.
You got it. So we just like to come in and say hello. Number one, number two, just try to let you know, and you know the rules.
Sure.
Be better than I do on the water.
Absolutely. And
So-
I don't intend on breaking any of them.
Don't touch these things.
No, sir.
Okay.
Not at all.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I'm good if y'all are good. I mean, I'm just fishing.
Officer Luke reminds Mr. Royal that although he is free to fish in the water, he must avoid hitting the boats in the marina while he does so. Under Section 28.04 of the Texas Penal Code, quote, a person commits an offense if, without the effective consent of the owner, he recklessly damages or destroys property of the owner. According to Section 6.03 of the Texas Penal Code, quote, a person acts recklessly with respect to the result of his conduct when he is aware of, but consciously disregards a substantial and unjustifiable risk that the result will occur. Additionally, Section 28.03 of the Texas Penal Code, which defines the crime of criminal mischief, states that, quote, a person commits an offense if, without the effective consent of the owner, he intentionally or knowingly damages or destroys the tangible property of the owner. Section 6.03 explains that, quote, a person acts intentionally with respect to a result of his conduct when it is his conscious objective or desire to cause the result. A person acts knowingly when he is aware that his conduct is reasonably certain to cause the result. While recklessly damaging property is a misdemeanor offense, criminal mischief can be prosecuted as a misdemeanor or felony depending on the so-called amount of pecuniary loss, which Section 28.06 of the Texas Penal Code defines as, quote, the cost of repairing or restoring the damaged property within a reasonable time after the damage occurred. However, if the property is destroyed rather than simply damaged, the amount of pecuniary loss is either, quote, the fair market value of the property at the time and place of the destruction, or, if the fair market value of the property cannot be ascertained, the cost of replacing the property within a reasonable time after the destruction. If Mr. Royal was convicted of either of these offenses for damaging a boat in the marina, he could be required to pay restitution to the boat's owner under Article 42.037 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, which states that, quote, in addition to any fine authorized by law, the court that sentences a defendant convicted of an offense may order the defendant to make restitution to any victim of the offense. If the offense results in damage to or loss or destruction of property of a victim of the offense, the court may order the defendant to pay an amount equal to the greater of the value of the property on the date of the damage, loss, or destruction, or the value of the property on the date of sentencing. However, it is important to bear in mind that in order to be held criminally liable for any damage caused, Mr. Royal would need to hit a boat intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly, and he could not be convicted of a crime based on a bona fide accident.
I appreciate it, Luke.
Talk to him too. You know,
Yeah, man. Just hey, dude, you
at
catch
18
a
years
hawk.
old, I don't want that job. So
Yeah, no, yeah. I remember how I was when I was 18, but man, they just, they come up on me hot as hell, and I'm not doing nothing wrong.
And he admitted, he said, I probably shouldn't have.
Good deal. He's already learning a little bit
said,
then.
good, but let me
And man, if you could just tell him, man, that old boy down there ain't got a lick of hard feelings towards him. I hope that the next time they see me down here, we can have a positive interaction. I'll shake his hand. I'll shake your hand.
All right, enjoy your day.
Happy Father's Day, man. Take care.
After a cordial conclusion to his conversation with Officer Luke, Mr. Royal continued to fish from his boat without further incident. At one point, one of the Marina employees who confronted Mr. Royal returned to the dock to assist some patrons, but he refused to make eye contact or engage in conversation with Mr. Royal, despite Mr. Royal's professed desire to end the encounter on a positive note. Overall, Officer Luke gets an A+ for engaging in respectful dialogue with Mr. Royal, demonstrating a clear understanding of Texas water rights laws, and taking steps to help the Marina employees better understand the law. Throughout his conversation with Mr. Royal, Officer Luke demonstrated a commendable level of professionalism and empathy for both Mr. Royal and the Marina employees. Instead of expressing anger or frustration at being unnecessarily called to the Marina, Officer Luke used the situation as an opportunity to build rapport with Mr. Royal and educate the employees to prevent future misunderstandings and negative interactions with citizens using the public waters. The Texas Water Code is convoluted and confusing, and Officer Luke expressed empathy for the inexperienced marina workers who misunderstood the boundaries of the private marina while also informing them of their mistake. I commend Officer Luke for his patience and kindness, and for turning what could have been an unpleasant situation into a positive interaction for all parties involved. Mr. Royal gets an A, because although he was somewhat antagonistic in his conversations with the Marina employees, he maintained a reasonably calm demeanor, understood his right to fish on public waters under Texas law, and refused to allow those rights to be violated. Less experienced or educated fishermen may have surrendered and left upon hearing the Marina workers' mistaken assertions that fishing was not permitted. Instead, Mr. Royal stood firmly in his rights and refused to leave because he knew he did not have to. It is clear from Mr. Royal's conversation with Officer Luke that he held no ill will towards the Marina workers, despite their inaccurate understanding of the law and use of name-calling. Ultimately, just like Officer Luke, Mr. Royal demonstrated a desire for the employees to learn from their mistakes and improve future experiences at the Marina for all citizens, while also expressing empathy and forgiving them for their missteps. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out my second channel for even more police interaction content.